Hey guys, what's up? Welcome again to another video with iTutorTherapy. Now today we're going to talk about another very important topic for most of you, or actually all of you, which is the ratings, the unfair ratings, the low ratings. So bad ratings can actually cause quite a lot of damage to you as a teacher, starting from just ruining your mood and making you not very motivated to do your job, all the way to causing you to get suspended for a week or so and have to take some training programs. So it's not exactly ideal, and it's not very good for us to have to deal with this kind of problem every day, have to worry about it every day. So this is why I created this video. It's top 10 reasons why you might be receiving low ratings and unfair ratings from your clients. Let's begin.
Pastel pink in the sunset. You know I never wanna make you upset.
Okay, so reason number one, you actually did something wrong. And this is the only time when it's not an unfair rating. So reason number one is you had a bad connection, you didn't pay attention to the client's need, you spoke too fast, you didn't give them enough opportunities to talk, you didn't finish materials, you didn't explain difficult words, all the stuff that you already know. Yet, so the one thing that you need to do is actually be careful to not give the client a chance or a reason to give you a low rating. Now, the second reason for receiving low ratings from client is actually the most important from all 10, to be honest, and I think it's because you have a tough client who's very hard to satisfy, a tough customer, like they say. This client usually have extremely high expectations or just always not happy about anything they have. So in this case, I recommend you to go to my session page, and before you enter the session, check the client's recent feedback. You will be able to see how many compliments and how many complaints they have. Most of the time, normal clients will have a normal ratio of compliments to complaints. But in some cases, you will have a client with very few compliments to teachers and a lot of complaints. And this is when you need to be careful with that client. If this is your first time with him, start your session by being cheerful, being happy, change their mood. Pay attention to what they complain about. If they complain about speaking speed, so try to speak slower this time. If they complain about not finishing materials, make sure you finish the materials. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that this particular client, who is not very happy all the time, happy for the first time in your class. Don't give him a reason like the others before you to give you a low rating. And at the same time, here's another pro tip. If you feel the session, after all, didn't go very well, do not remind him about giving you a recent feedback after you finish the classroom. Just tell him, okay, thank you so much, goodbye, and that's it. Do not remind him or her to give you feedback. Maybe that will be your way out of receiving a bad rating. Alright, now the third reason why you might be receiving a low rating from a client, and in this case we're talking about junior clients, is you yourself gave the client a low rating. In this case, I understand that some clients did not participate very well, they didn't speak a lot, they are not focused in classroom, they have bad pronunciation. Whatever it is their problem, for junior clients, I find it best to write all these problems in the progress report while I still give them a lot of stars, 5 or 4 stars minimum, just because in some situations you might run into a child who is very angry or very upset that you give him 1 or 2 stars, and in return they can rate you badly as well. So just the point is, all they care about is the stars, so give it to them, and whatever the problem is, discuss it in the progress report section. This is the whole point of this big new progress report they make us fill now for 350 characters. Use it and actually talk to the parents in the progress report and leave the stars for the kid. Alright, so the fourth reason why you might receive a low rating is actually pretty straightforward. You work a lot. And the more you work, the higher your chance to receive a low rating from a client, because you are exposed to a bigger range or a bigger number of clients. So in that case, if you receive 1 or 2 low ratings because you work hundreds of sessions, Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's normal. It's almost impossible to teach so many sessions and receive 0 low ratings. The less you work, the less bad ratings you will get. The more you work, the higher the chance you'll receive a low rating. It's how it is. Alright, now the 5th reason why you might receive a low rating from a certain client is this particular client is below level. And when he's below level, he's struggling to catch up with his classmates in the classroom, or he's struggling to go through the materials with you. And in that case, you need to adapt your teaching to match his lower level. Alright, in that case, if it's a junior client, he's struggling to read a big paragraph because he doesn't know how to read any of these words. Just delete the whole paragraph, rewrite it, rephrase it in your own simple words, and make him read the new paragraph that you've written. Or even just remove the writing at all and just discuss the picture, the elements in the picture. Try to teach him a couple of new vocabulary. Make him feel like you are going through the materials with him without making him feel that he's struggling to go through it. Alright, so the 6th reason why you might receive a low rating is you actually are setting yourself up to feel bad. How? I'll tell you how. You are working first, second, third session, and then you go and you check your feedback report, and you find that you have received a low rating from a certain client and you are not happy about that. Now, think about it, because you still have 4 more sessions to go or 5 more sessions to go, and then you're not feeling as good anymore. You feel bad, you feel annoyed, you feel angry, you feel like just it's not good. And then you enter the next couple of sessions feeling like that, and that might ruin your mood and actually just make your performance not as good anymore. So make sure to leave checking the feedback page all the way until the end of your workday. So even if you've received something not very good, it doesn't affect your mood until you finish work. Okay, now the 7th reason why you might be receiving a low rating is actually because the client has technical problems and he thinks it's yours. It's as simple as that. So sometimes the client gets disconnected or something. It's very obvious that it's his problem. But if he can't hear you, if he can't see the materials, if he can't see your video because of his bad connection, but he's still there, you have to make sure to call IT and make them help the client with the problem. And also insist that the IT representative calls the client and informs them that this was their side. This was their problem, not the teacher's problem. So I find it best for you to do this while the client is still in the session, so you avoid receiving a low rating in the end because the client is thinking that everything's fine on his side and it's your problem, it's your fault, you are a teacher who's not ready for the session with bad connection. Now, the 8th reason for receiving low rating is you have a client who's the first time in your class. And I know that sounds weird, but believe me, the clients who've always been coming to you, they're by now used to your teaching style. They already like you. We've established that it's safe to teach these particular clients. It's cool. But now when you have a client who is 0 times in your class and this is his first time, there is a higher risk to receive a low rating because he may not like something. So my advice to you here is when you are teaching your classes with the clients that you know that like you, actually request that they would follow you and like you as a teacher, so the system would reschedule them with you. And this is going to minimize the numbers of sessions that you get to see a client who is new for the first time, and now there is a higher risk of receiving a low rating. Now, I understand this is not practical. I understand this is something that is not gonna help. But this particular technique helped me get a perfect month. And I'm talking about April. Until now, all the clients that I've seen in April have been recurring clients who came back after they liked and followed. And until now, I have not received even a 9. So this thing tends to work. If you have a lot of new clients, there is a higher risk of receiving a low rating. If the majority of your clients are someone who already knows you or the people who already know you and like you, then you minimize the chances of getting a particular client to give you a low rating. Now, the 9th reason why you are receiving low ratings is you sometimes work as a substitute teacher or a standby teacher, and you fill in for the teachers who have gotten disconnected from the class or had problems and had to leave. In this case, you entering the class to an already angry client and an already client who's not very happy about what just happened. And this is just very common, very, very, very common for these particular clients to give a low rating for the new teacher just because they're not happy about what just happened. So I find it very useful to do one of two things. If the client is high level, you need to make it very clear and explain to him that this is not your fault, you are a new teacher, and you talk to him, make him feel have a good time, make him laugh, just joke around with him, make him forget about this problem. And with lower level, just focus on making them have a good time. Be extra happy, extra cheerful, extra enthusiastic to see them because you want to take their mind off what just happened and make them actually enjoy the class and feel, wow, we are actually lucky that the other guy just left and we got this new great teacher. Alright, now the 10th reason for why you might receive a low rating is you are very tired while you're teaching a class, or you're very upset about something in your personal life, and yet you still go into the class and teach. You can't fake being happy. You can try, but it doesn't work most of the time, and clients feel that. So they don't understand what's happening with you. They just think that you are an unenthusiastic teacher, you are bored, you are not happy, you didn't give them a good experience in the classroom. So I would say refrain from teaching if you have a bigger problem at home or something that's making you feel not very good on that day. Now, I'm not saying that if every time you have a problem you have to stop working, but just I'm saying it's very, very, very useful to make sure that life at home and life in general is going well. So when you come and teach in a classroom, your smile is genuine, your happiness is genuine. There is nothing bothering you in here or ruining your mood in here. Also, don't work too much. A tired teacher is not going to perform very well. You have to work the right amount that you can handle. Do not overwork yourself because you want to make more money, because you can end up losing that extra money if you start receiving low ratings because you are not performing as well as you should. Now, here's a bonus one. This is number 11 why you might be receiving a low rating, is you work the same types of sessions all the time until you're already sick of them. I would say that you need to try to diversify the types of sessions that you're working on. I know we cannot choose the types of session that we work on, but if you're not eligible for a particular kind of session, then you should try to work hard to make yourself eligible. Try to message them to make yourself eligible. So you, instead of just teaching only 45-minute session, try to be eligible to teach OUP. Maybe you'll find yourself feeling better and actually performing better when you're teaching kids instead of teaching adults. The same thing. See if you're eligible to teach a demo class or no, and see, and believe me, you might have a knack for demos and actually end up making more money and avoiding low ratings, because when you teach demos, only agents can rate you, and they usually rate between 10 to 8. This is the worst they can give you unless you made a huge mistake or something. But it's when you have different types of sessions, you reduce your chances of receiving low ratings from all of them. Alright? So maybe try to diversify, try to move things around, teach different types of sessions that might help you not get any low ratings from any of them. Now, just one thing before we go here, I just want to make it clear that there is not any official way with iTutor Group to appeal your unfair ratings. Before, they used to have this thing when you email them and tell them about the session, and someone will go check the recording, and now they would see if you would deserve this bad rating or no, and they can remove it for you. But right now, there is no such a thing. The only way you can handle low ratings is just move on and just brush it off, make sure it doesn't bother you, and move forward. Unless it's happening very consistently, unless it's happening very frequently, then you have nothing to worry about. And I have tried many times to talk to iTutor teacher support about a low rating or an undeserved low rating from even clients that didn't even come to class. I don't know, like they come, disconnect, and then they go. It doesn't matter. They have always the same answer. As long as it's under 10% of your overall rating, you will not be affected financially, and your average rating is not going to change. They will not remove it from your average rating. So the best way to do that is to just brush it off, don't think about it. And that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching another video of mine. today we talked about the low ratings, how to avoid them, what can we do about them, and I really hope you learned something new from this video. Of course, I'm talking from my personal experience, and if any of you have more information about how to deal with low ratings, if you have any advice to all of us, please let me know down in the comments, and I would love to use this comment in my next video. Thank you so much again for coming. I really would like to make all of you happy, cheer you up a little bit, and make you learn something new. Please let me know if you have anything else you want me to do, any video ideas, any questions you might have. I'm listening, and I will do that. And that's it. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay safe. Have a great day. Peace.
I still